This clapback is dedicated to the worst manager in boxing history, Bill Haney. I have never seen a bigger of a boxer's career in my life.
Disgusting.
Oscar De La Hoya brutally roasts Bill Haney for destroying Devin Haney's career. Oscar De La Hoya has brutally roasted Bill Haney, calling him the worst manager in boxing history and implying that he's been sabotaging his son's career. He added fuel to the fire by expressing sympathy for Devin Haney, emphasizing how his father's constant interference has held him back. Devin Haney recently discussed the fallout from his fight with Ryan Garcia, describing himself as a victim due to the controversy surrounding Garcia's positive PED test. Haney expressed frustration about feeling cheated by the situation, noting how the aftermath raised doubts about his performance and the fairness of the fight. He shared his commitment to proving his greatness, emphasizing that he intends to silence critics and convert non-believers into believers.
And it won't be the last. You know, I want to keep proving myself. I want to keep showing the world how great I am, and turning the non-believers into believers.
Haney also reflected on the question marks hanging over both his and Garcia's abilities, particularly in light of the PED controversy. He acknowledged the uncertainty about whether he would remain the same or come back stronger, and whether Garcia could perform without the aid of PEDs.
Like you said, if they want to see, if I'm the same, after I was cheated, it's question marks, and they just want to see if I'm gonna be the same Devin or even a better Devin. He has those question marks too. The world wants to see if he's the same when he's off PEDs.
Haney stressed the importance of clean athletes in boxing, recognizing the challenges fighters face in the ring. He expressed his desire to advocate for a level playing field in the sport, especially following Garcia's suspension, believing that now is the right moment to stand up for clean competition in boxing.
From my experience of me being a victim of being cheated, and me knowing how important it is to be in that ring and be clean, and to be on an even playing field, I became I want to be an advocate for clean athletes in general, especially boxing, because we in there, we taking punishment, we putting our lives on the line.
The drama between Garcia and Haney continues after their grudge match in April. Garcia, heavily favored to lose, shocked everyone with 3 knockdowns, securing a majority decision win. However, the victory was overturned to a no contest after Garcia tested positive for a performance-enhancing drug. Garcia was fined $1.1 million and suspended for a year after accepting a plea deal. Haney, feeling cheated, filed a lawsuit for battery, fraud, and unjust enrichment. The both rivals are now set to make their return to the ring this May in separate bouts. As confirmed by Saudi Arabian official and boxing promoter Turki Alalshik, Garcia will face former super lightweight champion Rolando Romero, while Haney will go up against former light welterweight champion Jose Ramirez. Alalshik shared this exciting news on social media, stating, "Excited to announce the first boxing card in the USA this May, featuring Ryan Garcia versus Rolando Romero, Devin Haney versus Jose Carlos Ramirez, and Martin Bakole versus Efe Ahagba." Ariel Helwani recently offered a thoughtful critique of the upcoming fight plans for Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. While he acknowledged the excitement surrounding Garcia's upcoming fight with Rolly Romero and Haney's match against Jose Ramirez, he raised concerns about the delayed rematch between the two fighters.
The plan as of right now is Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero and Devin Haney against Jose Ramirez. Now, the initial plan seemed to be Ryan Garcia against Pitbull Cruz, but then, as we were told by, I think, Turki himself, he said, hey, Pitbull's fighting on February 1st. He does want to put the cart before the horse. Much respect. I love that. So we're going with Rolly Romero. Now, Rolly versus Ryan, Pitbull versus Ryan, I like those matchups. Ultimately, what we all want is Devin Haney versus Ryan 2.
Despite the potential thrill of an October showdown, Helwani questioned the decision to push the fight further into the year, suggesting that boxing's unpredictable nature, with injuries or upsets, could jeopardize these carefully planned events. Ariel also expressed disappointment that the highly anticipated rematch isn't taking place sooner, especially in New York, the site of their first bout.
With the plan of them fighting in October, just sort of waiting in the wings, you know how this goes. You tempt fate, you tempt the boxing gods, you slip, you break a hand, God knows what happens, you lose, controversy. Why are they not just fighting each other here in New York, the scene of the crime where the first fight happened a year ago? I don't know if I love the side A, I have to be honest.
Aid Oladipo echoed similar concerns, pointing out that having Garcia and Haney on the same card without a direct clash might be a result of hesitation from one camp. Speaking to Daz in Boxing, Aid questioned why the rematch wasn't immediately booked, given the experience of Turki Alalshik, who has successfully arranged instant rematches in the past, such as Usyk versus Fury and Bivol versus Beterbiev. Odd suggested that the delay is likely due to internal decisions within Garcia's or Haney's camps.
I will say this off the jump: if they're not fighting each other, it's one person's responsibility here. So, sorry, someone's to blame on either side. So whether it be Devin and his team or Ryan and his team, someone has said no to not fighting each other. Because I think we've seen now with Turkey, he makes these fights and they turn around very, very quickly. We got to see Alexander Usyk Tyson Fury rematch straight away. We got to see Bivol Beterbiev straight away.
Furthermore, Aid warned of the risks involved in delaying such a high-stakes rematch. By scheduling separate fights for Garcia and Haney, the possibility of unforeseen outcomes, such as injuries or losses, becomes all too real. He drew a parallel to the long-anticipated Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua fight, which was derailed by an upset loss in a warm-up bout. Aid cautioned that waiting too long for Garcia versus Haney could result in a missed opportunity, leaving fans disappointed once again.
He would have done this fight straight away. Someone on either side has said, you know what, no, let's have one warm up and then we'll go straight into it.
Oscar De La Hoya, the promoter for Golden Boy, has also expressed concerns about the rematch, but his focus has been particularly on Devin Haney. According to De La Hoya, Haney faces a significant challenge before he even gets to a rematch with Garcia. He pointed out that in order for Haney to get another shot at Garcia, he must first overcome a tough and motivated Jose Ramirez in May. De La Hoya added that this fight isn't easy for Haney, and if Ramirez hits too hard, Haney could even find himself filing another lawsuit, referring to the ongoing legal battle with Garcia.
Taking the rematch is a pretty risky move though.
Yes.
If Devin loses to Ryan Garcia again, we can all wave goodbye to the Haneys. And in order to even get to that fight, Devin has to first get past a tough and hungry Jose Ramirez in May. Watch out, Jose. If you hit him too hard, he might sue you next.
De La Hoya further emphasized the stakes of the rematch, making it clear that it's set for October, but with one condition. The Haney camp must drop their lawsuit against Ryan Garcia and Golden Boy. He boldly stated that the Haneys have no case in the lawsuit and would likely drop it.
Folks, the rematch is set to happen this October, but under one condition. The Haneys must drop their bullshit lawsuit against Ryan and Golden Boy. And of course, the Haneys are willing to drop it because they had no case whatsoever.
Ryan Garcia shared similar thoughts, expressing that the rematch can only happen if Devin Haney drops the lawsuit. Garcia made it clear that he wasn't surprised by Haney's interest in a rematch, believing it to be an attempt by Haney to reclaim his respect in the boxing world by delivering a stronger performance.
No, I mean, the only way he's going to get any respect is to fight me again and try to do better. So I could see why he would say that. But for me, I don't know. I mean, that interests me for sure. Like, I would be down to do a rematch, but a lot of things need to play out the way I need them to play out.
At the top of Garcia's list is Haney's need to withdraw the lawsuit stemming from their previous encounter. Garcia called the legal action a weak move and criticized Haney for shifting his stance now as he looks to make a comeback. Despite the ongoing tension between them, Garcia remains confident, firmly believing that his victory over Haney already proved the outcome and leaving no doubt in his mind about what would happen in a potential rematch.
So that could happen. I mean, first and foremost, he needs to drop the lawsuit, even if he wants to have a conversation about it. To me, I thought that was a weak move by him, and now he wants to backtrack and say that's how he's going to get it back, but before he was saying different. So but I'm ready to fight him. I mean, I've already fought him and beat him.
After Devin Haney's return, his sights were set on a rematch with Ryan Garcia, but Garcia's remarks about the fight did not sit well with him. Haney strongly reacted to Garcia's comments, calling them lies and accusing him of just talking without genuine intent to fight. Haney dismissed Garcia's words as cap, implying they were nothing more than empty claims.
Devin, we spoke to Ryan Garcia. He said he really wants that fight with you next. He said there's discussions.
He's telling lies. He does not want to fight, and It's cap. He's just talking.
Despite his frustration with Garcia's statements, Haney reaffirmed that a future fight with Garcia is still a possibility, as he has major fights lined up in 2025, and his schedule is packed. Meanwhile, Haney's father, Bill Haney, further expressed his frustration, cutting off his son's comments to voice his own dissatisfaction. Bill lashed out at Oscar De La Hoya, accusing him of avoiding the fight and being evasive about making it happen. According to Bill, De La Hoya knows the world wants to see this fight, but only promoter Turki Alik has the power to ensure fairness and make the rematch a reality.
A big 2025. We got a lot of plans, a lot of fights that could be made. Ryan Garcia, that's a fight that we want to make, but Ryan Garcia doesn't want to make the fight.
Turki pulled Oscar's skirt up. You know what I mean? They don't want to, he's walked down this carpet, said that he doesn't want to make the fight happen, and he knows that the world wants to see the fight. You want to see the fight, and everybody else wants to see the fight. And Turki is the only person that can make it happen where it's fair on both sides.
Bill Haney has often faced heavy criticism, particularly for his role in managing his son's career. Many have pointed out that Bill's constant interference has been far from helpful, instead being seen as annoying and overly controlling. Oscar De La Hoya, the promoter for Golden Boy, took his criticism to the next level. He called Bill Haney's actions embarrassing, even accusing him of ruining his son's career. De La Hoya slammed Bill for turning Devin's loss into a far more toxic situation than it needed to be, calling the way Bill handled things worse than Chernobyl.
Devin and Bill were in London last week begging Turki for a payday because they have no other options. The only value that Devin has in this sport is to fight Ryan Garcia again. So Bill, being the pimp he is, and these are facts, he was a pimp. Hoed his son out once again to the fighter who beat his ass so badly he had to sue him for battery.
According to Oscar, all Devin had to do after losing to Ryan Garcia last April was admit his defeat, work on his weaknesses, and move forward. Instead, Bill turned it into a much bigger problem, overshadowing Devin's potential and possibly even costing him future opportunities.
All Devin had to do after the losing to Ryan Garcia last April was say, he beat me. I couldn't block his left hook. And then get back in the gym. But instead of focusing on a comeback fight in 2024 and teaching his son how to block the left hook, Bill felt it was a better idea to have Devin sue Ryan Garcia for battery to take the rest of the year off and to make as many enemies as possible, thus cementing their legacy as the biggest crybaby in the history of boxing.
De La Hoya didn't stop there. He expressed genuine sympathy for Devin, who he feels has been overshadowed by his father's actions. He even said that the blame for Devin's fall from grace lies mostly with Bill, criticizing him for making unnecessary noise and pushing his son into a toxic situation instead of letting him recover and rebuild his career.
I want to start by saying that I feel sorry for Devin Haney. We hardly ever hear him speak because his daddy does all the talking, and it's cost him all 12 fans he had. Sure, Devin had a bad loss this year, but it shouldn't have been career ending. It all could have been easily fixed if it wasn't for his father and manager, Bill, who single-handedly turned it all into a more toxic situation.
Oscar De La Hoya has made it clear that he isn't particularly interested in the rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, as he has bigger plans for Garcia's future. While the rematch remains a hot topic in boxing, De La Hoya emphasized that Garcia has already proven his dominance over Haney, making a second fight unnecessary in his eyes.
If Ryan Garcia wants it, then that's what he wants. But me personally, I see no need for it. Ryan Garcia destroyed him, and that's the bottom line.
Oscar expressed confidence in matching Garcia with other top fighters, such as a potential clash with Teofimo Lopez, which could create an event with even more excitement and interest.
So I think we have to make the best fights possible, and there's fighters here like Teofimo, there's fighters here that we can match up Ryan with anyone and make a terrific event.
Ryan Garcia aligns with his promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, when it comes to future matchups, especially regarding a potential fight with Teofimo Lopez. Garcia has shown interest in facing Lopez, ready to take on another top opponent to further cement his status in boxing. Confident in his skills, Garcia takes pride in being the only fighter to have faced three of the so-called Four Kings, Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, and Teofimo Lopez, while others hesitate to take on such high-profile challenges.
It's looking like I'm gonna fight Teofimo Lopez, so that's good. I've seen him today. It's a little strange, but other than that, he's ready. But after I do fight him, I'll be the first one to fight all three of the, so-called, four kings. I'm the only one that's fought all of them: Tank, Devin, and Teofimo Lopez. So, I'm out here actually throwing it down with everybody. Seems like everybody's scared or whatever going on over here. So
Teofimo Lopez has weighed in on the situation, predicting that Garcia would be the favorite in a potential rematch with Haney. Lopez, who is also positioning himself for big fights, has expressed interest in facing the winner of Garcia-Haney.
Okay, now Haney-Ryan, who wins the rematch?
I think Garcia. I think everybody's gonna pick Garcia,
And then you want the winner of that fight, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. We gotta go through these two tough competitors and world-class champions, and then after that, yeah, it'll be the winner between Haney Garcia. That's what we're looking at.
Devin Haney has also addressed the fight and his future plans, particularly in an online exchange with Teofimo Lopez. Haney made it clear that he's focused on his upcoming challenges, including the fight with Jose Ramirez, before considering a clash with Lopez. Haney stated, "You will get it. Once I beat Ramirez and Ryan, you will be next. But you knew that already, you just clout chasing." Shakur Stevenson, the WBC lightweight champion, also shared his thoughts on Haney's return to the ring. He expressed interest in seeing how Haney handles the aftermath of his previous fight with Garcia. Stevenson mentioned that the most important factor would be how Haney recovers mentally from the loss and how he bounces back in his next fight.
I think excited is like a strong word, but I'm interested. I want to see how he handles that traumatic experience that he went through and see how he bounced back from it. So yeah.
Former opponent Regis Prograis has shared some cautionary advice for Devin Haney regarding a potential rematch with Ryan Garcia. He suggested that Haney should reconsider rushing into the fight, stating that Ryan gave him a beating in their previous bout. Prograis believes Haney would be better off facing a less formidable opponent first to rebuild his confidence before taking on Garcia again. Lamont Roach also shared his thoughts on the highly anticipated Ryan Garcia versus Devin Haney rematch, stating that if both fighters win their upcoming bouts, he would definitely be tuning in for the rematch. Roach highlighted the importance of Garcia being at his best to compete at Haney's level, recognizing the high stakes involved. He acknowledged the excitement surrounding the potential second encounter, emphasizing that it could be a thrilling and highly competitive fight, with both fighters bringing their best to the ring.
I don't know. Respectively, if they both win, I'll be tuned into the, Ryan and Devin part 2, because he has to be clean to fight, right? So
the highly anticipated rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney is creating major buzz in the boxing world, with fans eagerly awaiting confirmation of the exact date. While the official date is yet to be confirmed, the location has already been set: Times Square in New York, making it one of the most high-profile venues for a boxing event. The rematch, however, will not be part of Alalshik's Riyadh season project, but will fall under the Ring banner, a boxing entity recently acquired by Alalshik, which is sure to elevate the event's prestige. Oscar De La Hoya, however, has voiced his concerns about the rematch, expressing his opinion that it may not be necessary. He believes that Garcia has already proven himself by defeating Haney, and from his perspective, there's no need for another fight between them. De La Hoya also hinted that he has bigger plans for Garcia in the future, such as potential matchups with top contenders like Teofimo Lopez. Nonetheless, the interest in the fight remains high, with the possibility of it being a significant event in the boxing calendar. Who do you think will come out on top? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.